Time now for Football Night in New York as we welcome in Ralph Vacchiano. And Ralph, obviously a major topic of conversation around the Jets has been play calling. What stood out to you with Dow Loggins calling the plays instead of Adam Gase?
Well, mostly it was just as bad. There wasn't a marked improvement in any phase. There were little things that we can learn that, it seemed like Dow wanted to do more pre-snap motion. He didn't really have any shots down the field, but for all we know, he was setting them up for later. That second half with 4 yards was so abysmal that it's hard to know if he had a chance for it to get any better. But I think this just proves to everyone that play calling is not really the issue with the Jets. It's more about the talent on the team. It's about the play of Sam Darnold, the play of the weapons around him. At this point, you could have anybody calling plays, and I don't think it's going to get much better.
As you mentioned, Darnold was back on the field after missing 2 games with that sprained shoulder. Is the rest of the season basically Sam Darnold auditioning for his Jets' future?
Yeah, I think so. Certainly there'll be some intrigue in a lot of the rookies when they start to play more. The Jets want to really kind of get a sense of what they have on the roster. But the big question is Sam Darnold. I think we know where this is headed with Adam Gase, but Sam Darnold has a chance to prove to the Jets that if they get a high enough pick, they still should pass on Trevor Lawrence or another quarterback, that he's the guy. Because right now it's so uncertain because he's just showing flashes of the greatness and a lot of inconsistency that if they are in a position to draft Trevor Lawrence or anyone at the top of the draft, they're going to have to take it. So he needs to show them, no, everything you think of me, as much as you think that I'm your franchise quarterback, I can prove it. And he's got 9 games to do it.
As you mentioned, though, the talent isn't really there. So how tough is it going to be to grade him or judge on this season when he's playing with guys that aren't really, great weapons around him?
Well, it's going to be hard, and it's probably going to be unfair. You're going to have to grade it a little bit on a curve and understand that he's going to have drop passes and a lot of pressure in his face. But the reality is, when you're talking about those great quarterbacks, those franchise guys you want to build around, they have a way of making the people around them better. He's not the only one with a lack of weapons or a bad offensive line, but he's the only one right now that can't seem to do anything at all with it. So he needs to rise above those circumstances and do at least something on offense. Otherwise, he's going to make the case for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or whomever is at the top of the draft.
All right, Ralph, now let's jump over to the Giants, who didn't have a game on Sunday, but still plenty of news around G-Men. What's the latest on the controversy involving Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley going out in Manhattan without wearing masks?
Yeah, as you know, a video went viral over the weekend that showed them supposedly at a bar without masks, not social distancing, which, of course, would be a violation of the NFL COVID protocols. My understanding is that while they were out at dinner, they were invited to a private closed bar where they could social distance. They may have followed the protocols. We have to still find out about that. But the NFL is investigating this. The Giants are investigating it to see if they violated any of the rules. If they did, there could be punishment. It would probably be fines more than anything else. But, they're going to look into it because the league takes these COVID protocols extremely seriously for obvious reasons.